When people talk about improving mental health, they often mention therapy, exercise, or mindfulness. But there's one powerful tool that rarely gets enough attention: empathy. This ability to connect with and understand others doesn't just help our relationships, it actually transforms how we see ourselves and manage our own emotions. In this video, we'll explore how empathy supports brain health, eases anxiety, enhances emotional intelligence, and contributes to personal development. We'll also look at how empathy strengthens communication, boosts physical wellness, and helps us grow as learners and human beings. Empathy may be the key that unlocks real emotional balance, and it's easier to practice than you might think. Empathy activates several important regions in the brain, such as the anterior insula and the anterior cingulate cortex, which are responsible for emotional processing and decision-making. When you empathize with others, your brain strengthens the pathways involved in emotional regulation and social understanding. Neuroscientists have found that individuals who frequently engage in compassionate behavior experience lower levels of stress hormones and greater cognitive flexibility. By practicing empathy regularly, you're not only improving your social awareness, you're supporting long-term brain health and reducing emotional fatigue. It's kind of like giving your mind a daily dose of mental exercise that strengthens your resilience over time. Emotional intelligence includes self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, social skills, and empathy. Among these, empathy serves as the bridge that connects how we feel to how others feel. When you understand someone else's emotional experience, you're better equipped to respond with kindness instead of reaction. This builds trust, improves relationships, and enhances your own confidence. For example, when leaders show empathy, teams tend to report higher job satisfaction and loyalty. On a personal level, emotional intelligence helps reduce misunderstandings and creates space for more authentic connection. Empathy turns emotional intelligence from theory into action, and connection becomes the result. Enjoyed the video so far? If you have, hit the like and subscribe. It really supports the channel and lets me know you appreciate the content. Don't forget to check out the recommended reading in the description. Let's get back to it. Anxiety often grows in isolation, especially when we feel misunderstood or disconnected. Practicing empathy counters that isolation. When you reach out to someone else, even in a moment of your own discomfort, something shifts. Your brain releases oxytocin, which calms your nervous system. In one study, people who engaged in empathetic conversation reported significantly lower stress levels afterward. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but rather seeing others clearly so you don't feel so trapped inside your own worries. Understanding others actually helps you step outside your own spiral, providing emotional relief and restoring a sense of human connection. Mindfulness is about being present without judgment, and when paired with empathy, it becomes a mental health powerhouse. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to notice what's happening in your body and emotions, which makes it easier to notice what others are feeling too. For example, someone who meditates regularly is more likely to pause before reacting in a tense conversation, giving themselves the chance to respond with empathy instead of defensiveness. These mindful pauses help deepen empathy and create calm, grounded communication. When you blend mindfulness with empathy, you train your brain to handle stress more skillfully and relate more meaningfully. Empathy is the heartbeat of great communication. It's what turns conversations into connections. When you listen to understand rather than to reply, people feel seen and valued. Take a moment to really focus on someone's tone, expression, and words. Ask questions that invite openness, like how did that make you feel, instead of rushing to solve or fix. Relationships thrive when empathy is present because it replaces assumptions with curiosity. Even during disagreements, empathy creates a space where emotions are safe to express. Over time, this leads to deeper trust and more honest communication, the foundation of any strong relationship. Personal development often starts with self-reflection, but it deepens when you learn to see the world through someone else's eyes. Empathy allows you to understand others' struggles and wins, which helps you learn lessons without needing to live every experience yourself. It also helps you forgive more easily, let go of resentment, and break free from patterns like self-criticism or blame. For instance, when you reflect on your past with empathy instead of judgment, healing accelerates. Growth happens when you practice self-compassion and extend that compassion outward. In doing so, you expand your emotional range and your capacity for wisdom. Empathy makes you a better learner. When you're open to understanding different perspectives, you really stretch your thinking. You ask better questions and seek to understand, rather than just confirm what you already believe. In education, students who exhibit empathy tend to collaborate more effectively and, retain information longer. Outside the classroom, empathy helps you navigate new environments, adapt to change, and appreciate diverse ideas. This mindset turns every challenge into a learning opportunity. Instead of seeing mistakes as failures, empathetic learners see them as a chance to grow. Curiosity and compassion together create lifelong learning that's both deep and meaningful. Empathy doesn't just soothe the mind, it impacts the body too. Research shows that people who regularly practice empathy have lower levels of inflammation and better cardiovascular health. When you're empathetic, your body produces more oxytocin and fewer stress hormones like cortisol. This shift improves immune response and sleep quality. For example, caregivers who approach their work with empathy tend to experience fewer stress-related illnesses. It's not about ignoring your needs, but creating a balance between caring for others and maintaining your own wellness. The result is a healthier, more sustainable way to live, both emotionally and physically. Excessive screen time and digital overload can numb empathy. Scrolling quickly through social media or consuming constant content often reduces your capacity to truly connect. A digital detox, whether for an hour or a weekend, helps you reconnect with the people and environment around you. When you're less distracted, you're more present, and presence is the first step to empathy. Taking breaks from technology allows you to notice nonverbal cues, have deeper conversations, and respond with full attention. The result is richer interactions and better emotional balance. Empathetic living requires space, and stepping away from screens helps you find it. Empathy becomes easier when it's practiced regularly. Start small. In the morning, reflect on someone you know and ask yourself what they might be feeling today. During conversations, pause and really listen without jumping in. Keep a journal where you explore both your emotions and what others might be going through. One powerful technique is to spend 5 minutes a day observing without judging, just noticing the emotional tone of people around you. These simple habits build your empathy muscle and eventually become automatic. With daily practice, you become more grounded, more self-aware, and more emotionally connected to those around you. Now that you've explored how empathy can reshape your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, it's time to put this into practice. Choose one person in your life today, someone close or even a stranger, and connect with intention. Ask how they're really doing and listen deeply without interrupting or judging. Then reflect on how that made you feel. Did your own stress lessen? Did you feel more grounded? Empathy grows when you act on it, not just think about it. So challenge yourself to practice empathy daily. Over time, these small moments build a life rooted in compassion, strength, and meaningful connection. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.